What's up, fellow Lords of Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Future Fight. So we are deep into the month of September, and well, not so deep. I guess we're midway through the month of September, and we're getting in the updates. This is looking like Symbiote Invasion. That's basically coming to Marvel Future Fight. Good things abound in that game, and right here, I wanted to get into this sneak peek first, mostly because it involves the first new character that we've seen in quite some time, and that is Toxin. So if you're not aware of who this character is, the most powerful of the symbiotes, or the symbiotes, because Null's not technically a symbiote, I guess, is Toxin, and he's coming to Marvel Future Fight. I actually like the way the design looks on him as well, so this could be really cool. He's coming soon to the game, so we got that from Marvel Future Fight. So you can see it here. It says the symbiote who seeks to exceed the power of his progenitors has arrived in Marvel Future Fight. Check out the abilities of this powerful winged symbiote as he joins Marvel Future Fight with unlimited potential. We will announce more information through the update details later. So I'm wondering when we're gonna get those update details, because usually when they say details later, usually like later that day, but I doubt that's going to be the case. Over here on the forum, we basically had a new host takes on a symbiote with once dark intentions in Marvel Future Fight. So we have a whole new character that's coming to the game. I was really hoping that this was going to be Gore the God Butcher more so than it was going to be Toxin or something like that. Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing Gore the God Butcher with the uniform from the comics as a playable version of him. But nevertheless, this is still pretty exciting news, especially for a lot of the symbiote fans there inside Marvel Future Fight. Along with that, we got update information about two other symbiotes as well. So let's take a look at that. Here you get to see two other symbiotes that are basically, these are costumes. What we're getting here is an invasion mode for a new costume version of Agent Venom. This is pretty much like his OG original costume version than what we currently have in the game. And then we're also getting a costume for Scream. Scream came to us, I think, last year as well. Maybe, yeah, probably was last year as well. So she's getting an update in the game as well. So we can take a look at that over here. And you see this war veteran recovered his legs after bonding with the symbiote, and his student, who also uses the abilities of an alien symbiote in the form of here, have returned to Marvel Future Fight with new looks. Check out the new looks of the symbiote agent and the permanent partner of Scream. So this is cool. More than likely, what we'll end up seeing with those characters is some iteration, I think, of probably awakenings. I'm going to imagine Venom and Scream are going to be awakening level characters. It's weird because when I think about Toxin in terms of his power level, he's really, really powerful. So I wonder if they will come through and make him a T3 that's just, right off the bat and the rip. It could be something that happened. But let's take a look at these other characters inside here. So basically, we know that we're getting Venom. Like I've showed you guys this uniform before, and I thought that this uniform was really good for the character. The question that I have with Venom, and somebody posted on one of the things that he was like meta for ABX, and I'm like, who the fuck cares about ABX, bro? Like, for real. Like, no offense, but like, nobody cares about ABX. You know what I mean? Like, your average player that is probably playing this game isn't running for ABX scores. Like, that's just the truth of the matter. And yeah, before Captain America and Moon Knight got their new uniforms, yeah, he was kind of meta for ABX in some regards, shape, form, or way. But like, who the hell cares? Like, when you get like, this is one of those things, like, I think people always lose sight and perspective of things when they're playing games, because they're like, what is necessarily fun to you, especially when those things in terms of topping off these areas are really set for the 1% of players. that's not what most players are going to be gearing their characters up for. Most players that jump inside Marvel Future Fight, they're going to be concerned with a couple of game modes, and that's their ability to complete world boss. That's really it. Is their ability to complete world boss, the ability to complete world boss legend. That is where most players are going to do, and then most players will probably go over into PvP and see, can I build characters that are strong enough to compete inside PvP? Do I have characters that can compete inside of Giant Boss Raid Dormammu? Realistically, not many players are going to be like jumping in this game and being like, yo, ABX. I'm concerned about ABX, like, and the meta defining of ABX. Like, a lot of people are not going to be concerned about Alliance Battle, Alliance Tournament, or Alliance Conquest. This is like literally for like 1% of players. So talking about the way that, you know, he can be used in this percentage of the pool, it's not really a whole lot there. Like, you're talking about how the other 98% of players are going to utilize that character is what the real concern is. Can he complete stages of Giant Boss Raid? You know, is he going to have more feasibility for that inside there? Can he compete inside, you know, world boss stages? Can he complete and clear content inside of, you know, dispatch missions and stuff like that, so that way you can actually utilize the character and get more benefits and rewards? That's what people are really going to be concerned about, you know, like that's the truth of the matter. So like, whatever. I'm not shitting on people. Like, you know, I think it's a cool thing that we're getting Venom as a T4 in the game. I'm just hoping that the character will have more viability than just being shoehorned into where he's used for 98% of the game, which is, you know, support character. You know, that's 98% of the game is a support character role that he serves in. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at when I see that. So when we look at like Agent Venom and Agent Venom, you can see like he's not also doing a whole lot in terms of like, you know, his passive abilities for anybody and what he's being used for there. He's not even a support character inside of that. He has an okay leadership, I suppose, in terms of like 30% increase of physical attack. It applies to all allies, but we've seen more than that before, right? You know what I mean? So this was his most recent uniform inside here, I believe. And then we had his all new, all different uniform, which what he originally came to the game with, which was like, ugh. And then we have this one right here, increased basic damage dealt to supervillain faction by 15%, and it adds HP recovery effect to symbiote restraint. So I think this will be a good ability for the character overall in terms of what we get for the character. If these have some improvements, like I could see this probably jumping up to maybe like 30% for his supervillain faction bonus. You know, it's him, so we'll probably see this as a more world boss legend PvE focused character. Scream, she kind of fit within the same meta. This is her current uniform. I thought the character model on Scream when they first introduced her was absolutely amazing. The hair was really, really cool. I thought it was better than Medusa's hair. Her skills as well, so we can look at her leadership. She just provides critical rate increase to all allies. Her passive as well, you know, substantial to herself as a character, but not necessarily, you know, anything that was going to provide support or, you know, there's nothing groundbreaking there in terms of support or anything like that. So was she going to be better than some of the other characters who were going to be damage dealers basically inside that tier? And I think there were just more characters. But we've basically now have had like 2 months of combat tier characters just getting upgraded. And the good thing about these characters getting these updates and upgrades is that the combat class, in my opinion, has often been overlooked. Like, leveling up a combat class character is like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, what reason do I have them? Even like, and it's funny because like when I look at my cards and stuff like that, and you look at my card effects, my physical attack was higher than my energy attack inside of in the game. Like I mostly because of the cards that I'm using. But I'm excited to see these symbiote invasion characters. I'm dying to see what Toxin is ultimately going to look like in the game and his abilities, because I think he has a pretty, you know, fan favorite kind of character across the comic series. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to go down with them. Again, here we are, Marvel Future Fight, 7 years in. You've got to respect the fact that they're still producing content, churning content out in the mobile game space, and competing at a high level against even newer games, and delivering players enjoyable gaming experience. You can't sleep on this. I think with the success of what Marvel Future Fight is doing right now over games that are newer than it, like MROC that currently closed, and Marvel Future Revolution that looks like it's got an unsure future ahead of it, you've got to respect what they are doing for the games. They provide content that players want to play, and that's ultimately a good thing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, peace.